Hey guys, it's Nick with Urban Farm Boys. I wanted to make a little follow-up video because I have just completed a blanket for B.Hooked Crochet's challenge that she did recently for the organization Warm Up America. I will link her challenge video in the description, as well as the first video that I made with kind of my review and my thoughts about it. So you can check both of those out below. But if you are not aware or didn't see those videos, B.Hooked Crochet, she's one of my favorite YouTube crochet people. And apparently she does a challenge every year where she gets her community together to work on a project, make a blanket, and then everybody donates those blankets to a charity or an organization. And this year she created a challenge where everybody made sort of a new technique for many people. And all of these blankets are being donated to an organization called Warm Up America, which donates blankets to people in need. And this year we made baby blankets, so all the people in her community are sending all these nice baby blankets to babies in need, which is super cool. And I've just finished mine, and I wanted to show you and give a little bit of feedback on the last video I made, which got a fair bit of attention, and then just give some final thoughts. And also I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of something else that I started working on. So let's recap briefly. You'll have to excuse the voice. I'm a little bit under the weather, getting out of something, but I have my tea with honey here so I can maintain my voice. Anyway, this year the blanket challenge that was chosen was a technique called entrelac, which is kind of like in the realm of Tunisian crochet. And that was really exciting for me because I've always wanted to get into Tunisian crochet. And this is a really good way to dip your toes into that world because you don't need Tunisian crochet hooks. You can do it with a regular hook. And I'll show you. And again, you can watch her video if you want to see the entire tutorial, because it really is a very unique method of crochet that a lot of people had, I think, never tried before. And the yarn that she was recommending using was this Lion brand ice cream yarn. So I jumped on board as soon as I saw her first video about the challenge. I got on Amazon and I ordered some of this yarn. She basically lets you do whatever you want with the project as long as you meet some of the requirements that Warm Up America is asking for in terms of type of fiber, size of blanket, etc. But I had never seen this Lion brand ice cream yarn, and so I chose this one, which is, what's it called? Passion fruit, I believe. Yeah, passion fruit. And I thought it'd be fun for a baby blanket. They had a ton of colors and they were all easily accessible on Amazon. Then it was time to start the project. I kind of decided I wasn't a super fan of it, and that's when I made my last video. And the last video was in no way a criticism of B.Hooked Crochet, the challenge, anything about it. It was just my thoughts. I wasn't loving the way the blanket was working up, and those were partially probably factors related to me and how I crochet. It was also related to the yarn, and I just didn't like how it was looking. So I made a video about it. It got quite a bit of attention, but nothing about the video was negative or a criticism, and I think for the most part it was received very well. I even got a response from Brittany, B.Hooked Crochet herself. She actually sent me a private message and posted on the video, which I pinned, so it's the top comment if you want to see her response to my video. But it was all super positive, and my hope really in doing that was just to give feedback on a new technique and a yarn I had never used before, and also to let the people who follow my channel know about the project. And I heard a lot of people saw my video and then decided to jump on board with her challenge, which is great. It's more blankets for more babies in need. But you can check that video out if you want to see the whole thing. If not, I'll bring you up to speed from where we left off in that video. I had started doing this blanket and I just wasn't loving it. I wasn't liking how the colorway was playing together. So it's this entrelac method, which is also built up corner to corner. So you start in a corner with one block and your next row is 2 blocks, and the next row is 3, and so it builds out like this. And as it was growing, I just wasn't liking how the colors were coming together. I like the colors, I guess, but it was just looking a little weird to me. The other thing I didn't like was it was really tight. I talked kind of at length about it in my last video, but as you were building up your blocks, there's like one section where you basically connect or build a new block onto an existing block, which was just really tight. I couldn't get, I don't know if it was the tension or the technique or me or the yarn or what, but I tried many different things and it just became kind of frustrating to me where I wasn't really enjoying the project, and I had only made it this far and I was already kind of not loving doing it, to be fair. So I had been talking to a friend of mine online about this, and he said, you know, that yarn might look great as a traditional corner to corner project. And the second he said that, I was like, yes, let me try that out. I had bought more yarn than I needed for the project, so I was like, okay, let's put this on pause. I just have to try the corner to corner and see how I like it. And as soon as I started working on it, I knew that I liked the corner to corner a lot better. So essentially I sort of abandoned Brittany's entrelac corner to corner project and decided to just switch to a traditional corner to corner. Oops. And I did, and I finished it. And I really like it. So you want to see? This is my finished, slightly altered version of the challenge for Warm Up America. I broke the rules. But I really like it. Let me hold it. So I started down there in that corner and it worked up, and this was the end once I closed it up. So let me see, can you guys see? Yeah, you can see. I just really liked how this worked up better. This colorway, this yarn was kind of perfect for the standard traditional corner to corner. I liked how the colors played with each other, and it's soft and squishy and cozy, and it wasn't tight like this one was starting to feel, and I just think it worked out a lot better. What do you guys think? I liked how the colors shifted and alternated as the rows got longer and longer and then started shrinking back up together. There was a period, I hope you can see my hand. There was a period over here when I started, because you know you started as a corner. Let me show you half of it, the first half. There was a period where all of my purple was over here and none of it was over on the other side. So I was like, how are we liking this? But then as I kept working on it, it grew and shifted, and I think the colors are pretty well distributed. I really like it. There's one thing that bugs my eyeballs. I don't know if you noticed it or if it bugs yours too. Sorry, microphone. Right here, I have this little pocket where all my white sections linked up for like 4 or 5 rows. So it looks like someone dropped bleach on my project and I lost all the color right there. It's not really noticeable, but it's the only section where there's like this big white pocket. But anyway, I really like it. I'm not going to do a border. One of my favorite things about this traditional corner to corner method is the edges are so nice and tidy that you could do a border, but I just like how it looks without one. So, what do you guys think? I broke the rules, I cheated. In fairness, Brittany responded from B.Hooked Crochet and said, she gave nice, positive, good feedback and said, do whatever you want to do. And, I think several people that watched my video jumped on board with her project, which I think is really fun. So this is done. The deadline is in just a few days. I think by the time you guys see this video, it'll almost be at the deadline for turning in these blankets to Warm Up America. So I'm about to ship this off. So I wanted to document it so I can remember it in the future. And also I wanted to show you guys how it turned out. Super happy with it. And honestly, the yarn was fun. This ice cream yarn, it's soft and squishy in this, using this pattern. I really like it. What do you guys think? So, what am I going to do with this guy? Probably nothing. I think I'm just going to frog this out, frog it back, keep the yarn. I think I still have 3 more skeins of this yarn, and I'll use it. I like it. I'll use it for something else. It's kind of like pastel. It's a little Eastery, kind of good for spring now, maybe. Kind of like pastel rainbow. Gives Easter vibes. So I will definitely use this yarn for something else, but not for this project. I do have a surprise that I want to show you guys. But first I thought it could be fun to look at other people who completed this project. Lots and lots of people did, and I just wanted to take a look at what other people's projects look like using other yarns. There were tons of different color options through this ice cream, and a lot of people used different yarn entirely. So let's look at what this project looks like using different yarn. Every time I want to do like a screen record on my phone, I have almost no battery left. But let's just scroll through and see some of the other blankets and how they turned out. So this was her challenge page on Facebook. It says it's ended, but there's a whole section people were posting, you know, as recently as 15 hours ago. So let's just scroll through and see some of the other colors, because I think some of them turned out really nice. Those are pretty cool. Let's see what else. See, they don't work up in a way that every single block is one solid color, and as quick as the color changes are in this yarn, it'd be really hard to cut it, keep cutting it and making, you know, sort of forcing that. But some of the colorways work up better, in my opinion, or look better when worked up than others. But that's pretty cool. I like this one. I have a feeling this might be the same yarn that Brittany used in her tutorial. I know she used 2 different colors. I don't know if this person did too. But see, I like how those colors are transitioning. It's more like, if you look at the browns, it's more like a fade from darker to lighter. Whereas these are stark changes. It's a color and then it's white and then it's a color again. I like that sort of fade look better. Yeah, so I feel like with this colorway, it really depends on which one you choose. This, I like the idea of this, but those red blotches, I don't know, something about that I don't love. That's cool. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys. See, that's really nice. I wonder if they used a different yarn. Some of them I really like. This one I saw a minute ago, it's wild. Look at those. That's a different kind of yarn. I wonder if that's even the same technique. I guess it is. That's wild in a way that I think is really fun. Oh yeah, look at you can see it on the border, how quickly those colors change just every few stitches. That is a party in a blanket. This is a different type of yarn, but I feel like I like how those colors are transitioning better. This person did 3 blankets. For 2 of them, the outside 2 blankets, they used the Lion Brand ice cream. The middle one is Bernat Baby in white, lemon, and cantaloupe. So I feel like they took 3 separate colors and forced, switched colors every few rows. and I like how that looks a lot. And these two actually on the sides, I really like this yellow and purple one. That's pretty cool, actually. I think most of what I didn't like was the color transitions with the color I chose. This one's not bad either. Curtis, I think Curtis follows me too. I've had conversations with Curtis. He chose this colorway. I can't remember what it was called, but this was my second choice. I was actually going to order this one too. Here's the thing about this colorway. I don't really like how it worked up either. For me, it's very specifically about like the color transitions, I guess, and that one somehow looks even more chaotic than mine does. So I guess it's good that I didn't do both of them. But some of them, I think it's totally the yarn and then people's personal preference. What do you guys think? See? Oh, that's him too. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, look at the cat. Yeah, just wanted to show you guys. I'm not seeing anyone else who chose the same colorway that I did. Maybe that was my problem. See, I like this. I like yellow and gray. That's pretty cool. I kind of like this too. This looks like a painting. Yeah, so that's it. Let me turn off my screen record here. So, super exciting to see all the different ways that this blanket turned out. I know that I broke the rules and I did something totally different. I don't feel bad about it. I'm still donating to a really cool organization to babies, you know, in need. And Brittany had really great feedback, and it feels quite nice to sort of be validated by her too, that I was like, girl, I'm changing everything. And she was like, great, do it. Do whatever you want. So that's that. Now, I'll tell you guys a secret. And I have one more thing to show you. I may have tried again with the Entrelac corner to corner project, because I got some feedback on my video from other people. This specific criticism I had about how when you're building up the edges, it was very, very tight in these certain areas, and changing the tension and changing the hook size and things like that just didn't really seem to be helping, and it was just more annoying to me than anything else. A lot of people reported the same issue, but not everyone. So one day, I was like, let's try again. Let's try again with a different yarn and a different hook and just see. So I did. I tried again. And this is not done, and it's not going to be done, and it's not going to be donated to the charity because I've run out of time. But I had 2 cakes of this Karen cotton cakes lying around. I bought them a long time ago. This colorway is called Calico Flowers. And I thought, well, I've never used this. I have never really done anything significant with a cotton yarn. And this has slower color transitions. So I was like, let me just try again. So I did. So I grabbed myself a 6mm hook from Furls. I chose this black one because I hadn't used it before, and I thought that would be fun with the rainbowy yarn. And I did another project. So let me show you. This is my second iteration of the Entrelac. And I have to say, I like it. I don't have any complaints about it. If you want to compare sizes, I'm 99% sure this one, oh yeah, this one's bigger than the first one. So clearly I was more entertained doing the second one. Well, how many squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh yeah. So I was definitely more entertained doing the cotton one than I was with this one. Oops, we're getting tangled here. Hold on. So the cotton yarn felt very different. It was different on the hook, and I will say that specific area when you're building up your rows, I keep not really showing you guys because it's not that significant, but I talked about it in depth in my last video. It's when you're connecting your new blocks to the side, this specific side of the previous row, it was just very, very tight in that one, and I couldn't really fix it. It was not as tight in this one. A little tight, but not bad. Much, much, much better to work with. I'm not changing anything else. It's a different yarn. It's a different, you know, feeling, but it was much better. Much better. I don't hate this. I like the colorways. It's also kind of pastel, rainbow. But I think I like the more solid block transitions. Like you can see the color change here happens in this yellow block, but it's kind of not as noticeable. And it's less chaotic. Maybe I don't like the chaos. Maybe I need order. That sounds about right, knowing myself. But anyway, so I feel redeemed to myself, and I feel like I wanted to share this even though her project, her challenge is ending. The tutorial is amazing, and if people click on her tutorial video in the future and then they see mine, which was kind of critical of the technique, mostly the yarn, but also the technique a little bit, which is, again, a me problem. I wanted to make something else to show people. It really depends. Try with different yarns, try with different hooks. And if you don't have any restrictions, like use your favorite yarns, even if they have animal fibers, which was kind of restricted for the challenge because they don't want anyone receiving a blanket to be allergic to it. When you don't have any restrictions, it can be a really fun project, and it can be, it's a totally different technique. It feels totally different. I had never tried or seen this on Trillock before, and it's very fun in a different way. In a different way. What am I going to do with this? I'm not sure. I just got to my 11th row, and then I kind of looked at it and looked at how much yarn I have left. I also have one more cake of that. And I might frog back this last row and create a square that's 10 by 10 squares. And then if I make a second square of 10 by 10, I could turn it into a little cushion, like a little cushion cover or something. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to show you guys that. I was like, let me try it again. Let me try something different and see. The edges definitely curl with this technique. I think that's kind of guaranteed no matter what. So I think you do need to have a border or block it really well or connect like me. I'm just probably going to connect two panels. But anyway, that's it. I just had to show you guys. So what do you think? Let's see if I can show you all three. Not that they're the same, but which do you like? Which do you not like? Thoughts? Opinions? I can't really do this. This or this or this. I think I made the right choice for the blanket, for the challenge, but this will continue. Oops, this will get frogged and turn into something else. And this is going to the post office, where I hope some little baby will enjoy it. So, that's all for today. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'll put some links in the description to kind of everything I talked about. I'll see if I can link this yarn, the Amazon link to this yarn too, if you want to check it out. They have a ton of different colorways. And definitely check out B.Hooked Crochet. She's amazing if you're trying to learn any sort of new crochet techniques. And I mentioned in my last video, as I was making this traditional quarter to corner, that I learned this technique quite a while ago from her as well. So I really do have her to thank for a lot of my crochet knowledge, including this one. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made this challenge, please comment below. I have a Facebook page as well. I'd love to see your completed work. That will be linked below. So if you want to post it on our Facebook group, that would be cool to see it. Or you can tag me on Instagram if you posted a video on Instagram. But yeah, thanks to everybody who watched and participated. And this was a fun little spring project. So hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, take care, guys.